Last time out, Chacha Vauzz debuted for the Colorado Rockies, and which was a rough start to the year for the Rockies, but Chacha playing well, laying down bunts and giving the team their first win with a walk-off grand slam, bottom of the ninth, win trailing. Chacha Vauzz showed up massive for the Rockies as he looks to be the face of this team heading into the future. Now, it wasn't just the big at-bat with the grand slam. Chacha Vauzz hitting 504 of his last 10 games. He's had 11 hits at 40 at-bats. He has 2 doubles. Most have been those singles. That 1 home run, 8 RBIs. He's stolen a couple bases. Average sitting at a good spot. We could like to see that improve a little bit more, and with that, we would also like to see his WAR increase from .2. Well, the biggest problem here for the Rockies really isn't their offense. Most of these averages sitting at a decent to good spot. The real problem is something Chacha cannot change. With Ranger Suarez supposed to be this team's ace at 87 overall, but he currently holds a 9 ERA. Brian Feltner, much better though at a 3.27. But Chase Dolander, our third highest overall for starting pitching, is at a 20.77 ERA. Jaden Hill has the best currently at a 2.63. And Jonah Tong, who we were hoping to be a young promising starter, has an 11.74 ERA. And rounding out the bunch, you have Sean Sullivan with a 5 ERA. The pitching has been the problem, so the bats have to come through. As we head into our first series in today's episode, it is on the road to Houston, facing the 7-3 Astros. And it starts for Chacha with a dynamic challenge. Facing Shane Bieber, no one on, it's top of the first. You're already facing 2 outs. So for Chacha Vauzz, simply just try to get something going here on his own. And he'll send that one foul. A well-hit ball just a little bit early on it goes foul. That one, though, a little bit more on time, but he sends it straight to second. It's 3 up, 3 down to get the Rocky Bats started here in Houston. But if there's one way we could help out Ranger Suarez, it's making sure we're doing our thing out in the field as Alex Bregman steps up to bat here, number 2 for the Astros. Already 1 out, 0-2 count here. And that one will be a chopper over to Chacha. Take a few steps in at it. Look to make a clean throw to first, helping out that ERA every time we sit a batter down. The offense would come through here for Suarez. A 2-0 lead, runner in scoring position here for Chacha Vauzz. 180 feet away, 1 out. And Chacha gets that one just over the first baseman's head. However, no attempt at home with 31 speed headed to third. Would put 2 on the bases though, 1 on the corners. For Taglia, Chacha has his extended lead, needs to take away a chance at a double play. So he goes, that one down in the dirt, and no attempt on Chacha. He had that one clean, but the pitch got away. 31 speed, sends it home for a 3-0 lead. I didn't think that one was really going to get by the catcher, but it apparently did. So Chacha now looks to get 90 feet away as this one is in play, but the tag is made and it's a double play. What a play from the third baseman of the Astros. It's pretty early on in the year, but that could be candidate for play of the year, at least play of this week, as the Rockies give up 2. Come bottom of the 4th, Jake Myers trying to have his turn at the batter's box here with a 2-2 count to Suarez. That one will be a grounder to Chacha, getting in front of it and looking to make another clean play over towards first to sit them down and to end the 4. And it'll be a second dynamic challenge to follow. Top of the 6th, Chacha looks to lead things off. That average closing in at the 290 mark. Now, with no one on here, Chacha Vauzz very much would love to simply get on base here, but we haven't seen too much extra base power. We would like to see that come to the forefront. Chacha, though, getting just a piece of that circle change. He sends it foul. Tag team that with another off speed. The knuckle curve finding almost the same spot. Count now 0-2 for Chacha Vauzz. Left that one hanging. The knuckle curve dead center, and Chacha knuckle curves it over to the first baseman. Good amount of contact there. Just once again, a bit of unfortunate placement. A little bit early perhaps on it. Sends us to bottom of the 6th as we still hold on to that 1-run lead. Campusano, though, he's trying to take that away. Getting on base here with no one on, one out. And that one, once again, will be a tapper. Chacha angling to his right, though, looking to make a throw back over to first. Sits Luis down. It will remain 3-2 here. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. As we move to top of the 7th. Once again, Colorado showing up here. They tack on 2 more runs with another runner on here for Chacha Vauzz. Swinging by that sinker, bottom 3rd of the zone, almost out of the zone. Grant Anderson now in here, specifically brought in to face Chacha. As a slider once again sent foul, inner 3rd. Out once again behind for Chacha, 0-2. Anderson gives him one to bunt on, and that one goes straight foul for a foul out. Chacha Vauzz, though, counted really as a strikeout. Great bunts the first week and a half. That one not his best. And in true road to the show fashion, Astros score 6 out of nowhere. And we are now down to our final out. Top of the 9th, a ground ball to short. Playmate at first, and the Astros, despite doing nothing till this point of the game, take the win. Once again, the pitching does not come through for Colorado. So as we then step into game 2, not with our ace on the mound, well, we have a game that, once again, favored us for a majority. Chacha stepping up to bat here, top of the 1st, runner at first. Similar situation to what we just had. And Chacha sends that over towards 2nd, looking for the double play, but Chacha runs it out, leaving one on here, but will not count as a hit. Fielder's choice. At least the one good thing about having the speed that Chacha does have and get out of some of those double situations. But 2 outs here for Michael Toglia, batting 162. Javier checking over his shoulder at Chacha, but goes home with another ball down in the dirt. It'll be an out at first to end the top of the 1st. Chacha left stranded, headed towards 2nd. As we move to bottom of the 1st, already 2 more runs on the board against Ryan Feltner. So that ERA, which was sitting at a better spot than Suarez, will just start to go up from here. Runner at first. That one's going to get hit pretty sharply, but Chacha cuts it off and will look to make a simple play over at first, get that out, and get us out of this one with just 2 on the board for the Astros. Following will be a dynamic challenge here for Chacha Vauzz. Last time he had the bases loaded, it was a grand slam. At this point, you really want to focus on just making sure you drive in these runs here. They give us a good pitch to hit, that we will. It's a 4-pitch mix here for Javier. As he offers one here, Chacha swings early on the circle change, 84, finding the lower 3rd. Definitely one you wish you had back. Count goes 0-1 for Chacha Vauzz. Laying off that one, 4-seamer outside. And sending that one to be speared by 2nd. Perhaps a little bit more juice on it. You get it through, only 93 exit velo. But if that one did find its way by 2nd, would have played it at least 1 run. Unfortunately there for Chacha, not the case. Bottom of the 3rd, Houston still up 2. Looking for a double play here. Chacha not going to get that tag, flips it to 2nd. And sent over to 1st to get that double to once again end the top of the 3rd. Once again, Chacha with a dynamic challenge. Runner, though, all the way over at 1st, so gonna need a strong hit here. Still looking to find that extra base hit power. Drive it through the infield and find a gap. You got Christian Javier here at pitch number 66. Left that fastball high here. Chacha, though, fouls it off on a 166 launch angle. And that time it is gone. A no-doubter for Chacha Vauzz. He goes upper deck. A massive shot here for Vauzz to tie this game 2 apiece. 424 the official distance with a 106.8 exit velo. Talk about needing a little bit more power. Vauzz delivers it there. Would have loved it though with the bases juiced. But can't complain about tying this game. Feltner, that one is for you. Even better, we would find another run. Bad part is, so would Houston. We stay tied as Christian Walker steps up to the batter's box here. Bottom of the 6th with a 1-1 count. Feltner just finding pitch 66. Look to get a simple play over at first. Hit to the left of Chacha, but bobbles it. Should still have plenty of time to make the play, and that he does. Good reaction from Chacha Vauzz there. Back up to bat here, top of the 7th. No one on this time for Vauzz. Game stays tied at 3-3. Jose Alvarado on the mound. And a 12-6 that fools Chacha. The next pitch to offer would be the 3rd. Finding its way by Chacha. Count goes 1-2 for Alvarado. And the cutter is by. Chacha strikes out swinging on what was a ball low inside. Those low breaking ones fooling Chacha at that at-bat. We'll have to make sure we do our work in the field here to keep this game tied. As Jose Altuve steps up to bat. 3 for 7 so far this series. 1 for 3 in this game. His total average on the season, north of 300. With one out here, see where the ball's hit. If we go third or we go first. That one's grounded. Bodnick, though, cuts it off and will be a force out over at first, keeping the runner at second. And by the next at bat here, top of the 9th, keeps this game tied. Chacha Vauzz, 1 for 4 in this one with that home run, tying us earlier on, though needs a solid hit here. Runner at first, no one out. Josh Hader offering up to Chacha, who almost looked to turn that fastball in the upper 3rd. Turns a little too much, it goes foul. Count 0-1. And Vauzz once again ahead of those breaking balls. Slider is by him. He's got to sit back on some of these. Though 2 count. Big at bat here for Chacha Vauzz. We'll take that slider inside. Make that a count 1-2. Pitch number 25 here for Hader. Running a little high here for a late game reliever. Gives him the same pitch. Chacha tried to pull back on that swinging bunt attempt, but sits him down as we go bottom 9. Runner on here for Isaac Paredes. Cole waits on the mound for us, trying to come through. Runner on first would be great to force a double play ball here. That one hit pretty sharply and through the infield. There are 2 on here for the Astros at second and at first with nobody out. We would somehow get out of that jam, take a lead come top of the 10th. Chacha Vauzz looking to add to the party here, but he's swinging at almost everything offered to him. That fastball very much low. Count 0-1 here. Brian King on the mound. Chacha sends once again an inside breaking ball foul. Down now 0-2, gonna have to battle back. Or keep swinging at a bunch of random junk, and another strikeout for Chacha Vauzz. Good news is all the other bats showed up in this one. We've got to close it out here. Jose Quijada on the mound, and it's Jose Altuve in the batter's box. With 1 on first, you're down 2 runs, and there's 1 out. Double play ball here could be huge. That one sent over towards left of Chacha. Once again, another one through the infield. Now up to Christian Walker here. He represents the winning run. With still 1 out here, bottom of the 10th. That one is a ground ball. Cut off, no, dribbled. Chacha touches the bag. will not have two on this one as Tovar fumbles the flip. That leaves this game now 6-5 as the runners advance. Pedro Leon looking to tie the game with a hit through the infield. 2-2 count. Popped up here and going back in right. Under it, and Colorado will take game 2. Not the best game for Chacha Vauzz. A few strikeouts in that one. But he came through with a big home run earlier on, and that definitely helped us on our way to finding the win here down in Houston. But needing to learn from that last game as we head into the final game here of this series with our second win of the year under our belt. We need to choose our pitches a whole lot better. And once again facing Javier, who gives Chacha one to mash. A 94 fastball in the upper third. And Chacha Vauzz has turned into a home run hitter here for the Colorado Rockies. And he did not have one in Colorado. That one goes 370 on another 2-run jack. This time to left field. And the Rockies would tack on one to his home run, taking a 3-0 lead into the top of the second. Another runner on here for Chacha. That time he takes the pitch, but it does find the outer bottom third of the zone. Getting rather picky on these pitches. It's now 0-2, not offering at either of these fastballs in the zone. But offers at the high one out of the zone and sends it fairly deep for some pretty weak contact, ultimately flying out to end the top of the second. But a good start so far here in Houston Game 3. As we have a dynamic challenge coming up following that, the pitching has not held that 3-0 lead. It's now 5-3, but runners on here for Chacha Vauzz. Gotta try to battle back here. That's the theme here in Colorado, is the bats have to overcome the pitching. We've already have a new pitcher in the game here as that fastball is just below the zone. McMahon and Calaz, they're on the bases. We got Polanco on the mound. He has a 4-pitch mix, nothing too overpowering. Chacha, though, not swinging, and it's the opposite of the previous at-bat. Count 2-0 here, not offering. Blew out last time. Seen a whole lot of fastballs so far. Not really any breaking balls. And honestly, I think Polanco is pitching around Chacha here. 3 fastballs out of the zone. Count is 3-0 on the corner. Blue gives it to him to make it 3-1. Now Chacha has the green light. He could swing if he wants. And he wants. This one going back in left. But center actually comes over to get the snag. Chacha flies out, stranding 2 and down 2 on that scoreboard. We've seen good home run power here from Chacha, but that's only when the power is showing up. Not really getting these standardized hits as we're now down 4. Taking that sinker inside, though. Chacha definitely fixing his easy offers at some pitches. Getting in front of these counts now and touching that sinker just below the zone. It rolls foul. Count now 1-1 with 2 sinkers on the outer edge of the strike zone. And in fact, let's make that 4 sinkers, none of which really finding the strike zone, though you could say 4 could have been called. Count now 3-1. And that's going to be a walk here for Chacha. Top of the 7th, one of the few times in his career he has been walked. Typically finding some pitch to swing at. Puts a man on here for Toglia. Chacha takes that extra step. He looks to go to second with that ball down in the dirt and slides in well in front of the throw. Getting a run in scoring range here. Colorado is desperate for those. We're going to need a lot more people on the base pass if we're to find ourselves close in this one. Chacha goes as that one is skied on up. Has to get back over with a fly too short. Few steps over and collects that out on Toglia. So instead, we'll have to rely on Tovar with 2 singles in this one to find at least one more. Batting average at .333. Vauzz has his extra step. Pitcher checking him, but goes home as that one is hit. Another at least single here for Tovar, and indeed it will be as Chacha goes from second to home, drawing us within 3 here of the Houston Astros. But top of the 9th, we would not find any more of those runs. Chacha has to get us back on the bases. With 1 out, Josh Bohr's on the mound, and he only has 3 pitches to offer. So Chacha had a slider left hanging, swings late and misses. The count instead goes 0-1. That one going to be sent foul, a little bit better on the timing, but still a little bit early. Seen a whole lot of sliders so far in this game, but now down 0-2. Take that fastball high, count goes 1-2. And he stares at one in the bottom 3rd. Fastball, he was expecting it to be a breaking ball, but apparently did cause injury here to Spores, so it will be a new pitcher having to come into this game. With 1 more out, it's Josh Hader. For us, it's going to be Tovar. Probably the bat you want up there right now. 3 for 4 in this one, average close to 350. And he's got a runner on first. Hader gives him one to hit. It's down in left center. Putting 2 on then here with the tying run headed to the plate. What a time for Bretton Doyle to try to get a hit. 0 for 4 in this one. Home run on the year. Batting average sitting around 200. Count is 0-2 for Hader. And there's contact made, blooping down in right. Runner's gonna look to go home, and the cutoff is made as we will find one here in the 9th with the go-ahead about to step up to the plate. What a time for Doyle, though, to finally get that hit. And gives us Bernabel, who's done great against left-handing pitching. Batting average at 353. This one is up, hanging, and hangs too much. We at least put a little pressure on there in the 9th. But ultimately, Astros take that series as we do find at least our 2nd win on the year in this series, facing some tougher competition. For Chacha Vauzz, despite having 2 home runs in that series, it necessarily wasn't his best. 250 in 2 games and 167 in the other. Batting average is sitting at 238, mixing in with these last 10. We could definitely use with still seeing some upgrades, so we will see +1 here to plate discipline and 1 more here to contact right. Just again trying to dial in those hits and stop swinging at just about everything. For us, this next series could be huge. If we somehow pull off a sweep, we could find ourselves rivaling the Giants in moving out of the basement here of the National League West. So as we return to Colorado, Chacha Vauzz looks to continue seeing some of that power. If we get more home runs, all the better. But we need to see a little bit more of that power on the normal swings. Before we talk about swings, Jonah Tong already has given up 1 run, not going to help the ERA. And Matt Chapman stepping into the batter's box with 2 outs, 1-1 count, 2 more on the bases. The fielding needs to come through here for Tong. Chacha Vauzz, standing at the edge here of the infield, has a chopper sent his way. He will make the steps in, collect that ball, and look to make that throw to first to get us out of the early inning jams. First comes to an end, just giving up the 1 run, and there was only 1 hit. It looks like Tong definitely giving up some walks, or there's some errors, but Chacha Vauzz here trying to keep the first alive as he steps up to bat here with no one on. We haven't hit a home run so far out here in Colorado. Not overpowering stuff either here from Birdsong. So let's see if Chacha can find one. Well, it's a fastball just below dead center. He sends that one foul, a little bit late on the swing. Just some weak contact. So Birdsong in front here, 0-1. Chacha then misses at the circle change. That time swinging early. Gotta dial in the swings here. But everything in the bottom 3rd of the zone so far. Birdsong 0-2. Chacha, though, will take that fastball inside. And swinging at the 12-6 curve, breaking inside, Chacha strikes out again here. It's an 0 for us in the first as we head on through down in Colorado. This time, though, he makes contact looking for the gap, but it just hangs too long. Center field can come on down and make that catch, and Giants doing pretty well so far out in that field. Only 3 hits for us, 5 for them, but they have 6 runs. And in play here, but once again, this is offered up to center field. Traveling to his left, this time he makes the out in right field. This time he puts down the bunt. Played well, though, by the pitcher, and as tall as he is, he closes down that distance quickly. Chacha moves the runner, though, to second, getting him in scoring range. While he would work his way home come bottom of the 9th, we're still down 6. Runner, though, on third, Randy Rodriguez trying to close the game out here for the Giants. And this is a tapper through the infield. We will find another 9th inning point. 10-5, can we keep it alive? We'll be up to Ryan McMahon with Chacha on deck here. A base hit could be huge. This one is through. That will not load the bases. Runner headed home and thrown out. Mere inches from the plate, and they're not even gonna give us a replay of that. Chacha just as shocked as we all are. The fact that that was a throw out, ending his chances an opportunity to keep his hit streak alive. But with every hit streak that comes to a close, you have a chance to start a new one. And we'll have that opportunity the very next day. Bottom of the first, game is level 0-0. And Chacha again offering at a fastball, not in a true hitter's spot, though Cal Raleigh might beg to differ. Count goes 0-1 to Harrison. Now a fastball just above the zone. Good timing on it from Chacha Vauzz, but he fouls it back on a 164 launch angle. Once again, is going to have to battle here. Or go ahead and strike out on another one outside the plate. Another pitch comes in. Chacha strikes out again. Painting the edge was Harrison. The runner on. Kyle Harrison still going. Pitch number 82 here in the 5th. That one's going to take a fly out in left, going back, but dropping at the warning track. And as I think about it, I think Chacha actually has hit a home run here. It was the grand slam to get our first win as he's looking for another big hit out in left field and against the wall. It's another fly out. 2 strikeouts and 2 chances at a home run that he just misses out on. Needed a little bit more juice. For Vauzz, that is another 0 for day. At least got some in play, but Colorado Rockies in general didn't show up. They gave up 16 hits. Really unfortunate part was this was a series that if we swept, we could get out of the basement. Right now, we're just digging ourselves into a deeper basement. 2 levels apparently at this point. Game 3, bottom of the first. No one has scored. We could always appreciate that. As that one will be a strike. Chacha laying off pitch 1. Count goes 0-1 then. Vauzz looking for his pitch to follow is a fastball in the upper third. He sends that one foul on a 52-degree angle. Only 62 off the bat, but he is once again behind in the count. And the sinker does not break inside like I think he was hoping on a swinging strikeout with the bunt attempt against Ryan Weathers. Chacha, he's getting a hit, but it's by the pitcher. Taking first. No chance to swing there. We stay over for the time being. Michael Toglia steps in the batter's box. He also hasn't been playing well, but not being sent down yet. Don't know if the Rockies can really afford that, honestly. That one's down in the dirt. Chacha will slide on in, taking another bag. He did great at it with his time up in the majors last year before being sent down. Was leading the AL at one point. Not quite to that point here as this one is in play. Chacha slides, got to get back up and head on home. He's got time. A good hit there from Toglia over the third baseman, I believe it was. to put 4 on the board here for the Rockies. We need to make sure these hits keep coming because the Giants are trying to make a comeback here. 4-2, bottom of the 5th. Weather's still going. Chacha with a pop-up here, angling foul. Fielder jogging over, does not get there in time. Appreciate the effort out there, though, but I'd like that we keep this at-bat going. Chacha Vauzz laying off the circle change on the lower outside portion of the plate. With a inner third fastball being fouled off, count is now 1-2. Chacha battling from behind most of the time these last couple series, and he rolls that one over to third for a quick put out at first, ending the 5th. Chacha's 0-for streak continues. And Chacha gets a piece of another one, but it's not very well hit. It's another put out at first. Chacha's average is now well dipping. The good news is, as a team, one more out here on Patrick Bailey. We'll pick up our 3rd win of the season. Fairly early on, only like 2.5 weeks in. So, you know, it could be worse. That one's going to get skied up out in center field. And the Rockies will take the final game here against the Giants on another 0-for day here for Chacha Vauzz. Not a great stretch at home. Still getting used to the Colorado air, I guess. A couple opportunities at some home runs. That's really been all Chacha has been hitting of late. I would even take some of those singles. Oh, no real positive news as we head in between series. We head straight on back out to the Diamond, now hosting the Pirates. Really need to turn things around here. 0-for 11 in that last series. 4 Ks, did get hit by pitch. And who knows, we might be facing one of the best pitchers in all of the major leagues in this series. So we need to have our game very much going here. Feltner on the mound for us, as it's going to be a quick time event here for Chacha Vauzz. He times it up well, he gets in front of it, but he still has some work to do to collect the out over at first. What a fielding play for Chacha Vauzz. That is what we want to see out in the field. Now, if we could translate that to the bat here, that'd be great. Average down now to 215. At one point, we're around 280 this episode. And that is a good start. A nice line drive through the infield against Dave Lockett puts Chacha on first. Finally breaking that 0-for stretch. And those here in appearance today very much seem to be excited about it. Now Toglia, he's also getting the bat turned around as well. His average up to 220. Lockett, though, doesn't like that we got that hit, trying to pick off Chacha, but he is back safely. He always knows that Chacha loves to steal. He'll get that extra lead right after. Doesn't go his way, so Chacha goes on a running and almost reaches second before the out is made to end the inning for our bats. At least Chacha got that single, the only hit so far in this game. Well, that wouldn't be the case for long as we go top 3. There is a runner on first here for the Pirates as the former Mariner hits the batter's box here. But we've taken a 2-0 lead. Now, I don't think Chacha was actually a teammate with him. At least I don't remember seeing him on the roster. But I'm sure he would like to get revenge on any Mariner he can. Looking for a quick flip. Throwing almost under his leg to get the man at second. And a favorable call there from the ump over at first. Looked like that could have been a double play. I don't think the manager, though, is going to challenge. All know that ties go to the runner, and, well, frankly, doesn't end up scoring anyway. So it works out for us, a 2-0 lead. Bottom of the 3rd, Chacha back up in the batter's box here. Lockett, pitch number 29 is low and slow. Chacha swings early. Swinging perfectly on that one, though, going back and right. But again, it dies out. So we're seeing some possible big hits, but we're not quite seeing them fully have the power needed to get on out. That's happened a couple times while here in Colorado. Last I checked, Mile High, that ball carries. It's not carrying very much for Chacha, but we do at least have a dynamic challenge here. No one on. Chacha Vauzz, we're looking for a double or better. Lockett here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs has pitch number 63 on its way to Chacha Vauzz. who swings ahead of the 93 fastball. That one seemed a little bit slower than 93. Chacha very much swinging early. Has to dial that back as the slider comes in outside. And that time, not going to look to be a double. Chacha in a foot race is safe. He beat Lockett to the bag. They're going to count that as an error, though, not a hit for Chacha Vauzz, and that's one I don't agree with. Either one of them could have tried to make the run on over to the base. Instead, first baseman offered it to the pitcher to cover. That doesn't seem like something that should go against Chacha Vauzz. As Lockett very much still not happy that he's over at first. Once again tries that pick off to no avail. As Chacha once again has that extra step and goes here. That one's through. Chacha Rounds working his way on into third. Holding up there with a man on the corners. A base hit for Toglia. And for Tovar, who has a home run and a single in this game, he can continue a hot plate appearance stretch. Though Chacha almost getting picked off there. They're getting a little greedy on that extra step. Or actually, I think he had two. Tell he's very much in the head of Lockett. Once again, back to that two-step. Called a ball here, so he is definitely affecting Lockett. Count now 2-0. Chacha loves playing those head games with the pitchers, especially when he can tell that he's in the view of Lockett. And another one off the plate. Tovar, we named our fish after you. That's very nice. I think Chacha remembers at one point that there was a fish named after him in St. Louis. Hope that fish is still doing well. As the bases are loaded. Lockett falling apart here in the bottom of the fifth. And they will indeed bring in a new pitcher. Phil Maton facing Brenton Doyle. 0-2 count. And rings him up. Man. Wish we still had the other guy in. We might have got something off of that. Instead, we stay here 2-0. I'm sure Chacha can hang that hat on. Getting in the starter's head there at the end. Austin Adams now in. A 3-pitch mix for him. With 2 pitches reaching 96, 2 fastballs, and a slider for Chacha Vauzz. That one's very much inside. Going to lay off that 2-seamer. And sending that one straight to second. So a quick at-bat there for Chacha Vauzz. With another one at least in play. Chacha's always been good for that. Most of the time. But it will take us to top of the 9th where Key Brian Hayes is in a key at-bat. Justin Anderson on the mound for us. 2 on, 2 outs, 0-2 count. And that one's going to get skied out in right center, going back and touches down. Tying run scores, and the go-ahead run is headed home. Chacha puts in all he has. But the Pirates take the lead on a Key Brian Hayes double into deep right center field. If that ball just hung up a little bit longer, might have been able to get underneath it. But for us, we'll have to rely then on our right fielder, our 9th batter, with 2 outs, no one on, and a ground ball to second. We blow our lead again late in these games, and we drop game 1 to the Pirates as they take an early advantage on this series in Colorado. With a new day comes a new challenge, and Chacha Vauzz steps up to bat here to start off game 2 for us, though batting third. It's against Bailey Falter, and it's already a 2-run lead here for the Pirates, and a fastball will find that outer third for a strike. We have faced Falter, I feel like, fairly often so far in this series. At least the name sounds all too familiar. 12-6 curve gets by Chacha as he now falls behind 0-2. 5-pitch mix, plenty of options for Falter. Pitch number 10 here as Chacha lays down the bunt, and it's a beautiful bunt at bat. He'll be at first with another well-timed swinging bunt. Putting a man on as well for Michael Toglia as we have to try to get back some of these runs we've already given up. Pitcher, though, going after Chacha. He slides back in safely. But that just really makes Chacha want to try to steal even more. So that extra lead is had. Falter goes home as that one is down through the infield. Chacha will make his way all the way over to third. And again, Toglia has a man on the corners with a base hit. Really need him to continue rising up on that average. A 365 average for Ryan McMahon. As Vauzz has a little bit of an extra step here. That ball looks to be down in the dirt. Blocked well, though, this time by the catch. No chance to try to take home there. But with a 2-2 count, Chacha again trying to get a little close. But third baseman wasn't very close on that pickoff attempt, barely getting over to it to even catch that ball. Chacha once again trying to get in the head of these pitchers. As there's a hit that stays hanging. A few steps in for the right fielder to collect. McMahon strands two. And by the time we hit top of the third, there'll be another runner in scoring position for the Pirates, but they've already scored a couple. We scored one. Gleyber Torres, 1-for-1 on the day, has one of the hits for the Pirates. As we have Dolander on the mound, he has not played well so far this episode. Gives up a bouncer of a hit here. Chacha, though, in front of it, makes the throw over to first, and we'll have the final out, the top of the third. We are 1-for-1 in this game, and I don't feel like we've had a game so far today with multiple hits happening in said game. I feel like a lot of 1-for-4s. I think we even had a 1-for-6 at one point. Can we go 2-for-2? Well, that one's going to fly back a little early on the hit, and it looks to be dying out in left. Chacha Vauzz very much not having the power here in Colorado. Good news is other people seemingly are having the power because we find 2 more runs come bottom of the 5th in a 4-3 ball game. No one on, though, for Chacha here. And he reaches out on that 12-6 curve. Definitely outside the plate. I guess he's just want to get a little cheeky with it. Ends up taking a foul ball and goes down in the count here 0-1. Thank you, ump, for that call. Could have gone either way, but the slider called ball is now 1 apiece. And another one just outside, so clearly Falter wanting Chacha to reach on these and get some more soft contact. He has plenty of speed to run out some infield hits as well. But he misses the 4-seamer again on the outer edge here. That's where all the pitches have been for Falter this at-bat. Count 2-2. Chacha pops that one up, a fastball a little high. Catcher running over. Cannot get to it, but boy, oh boy, was that one close. 2-2. Chacha with another bunt. This time it's for the catcher trying to make another play, and a heck of an arm. Just rifles Chacha out. I think he thought he had that one, but no, he does not. Instead, game stays 4-3. Man, that catcher, I like him. But there's a runner on here, top of the 6th for Bay. Gonna be hit pretty softly over to Chacha. Gonna have to run in at this one. Try to end another top with a good throw before he steps into that infield grass, ending the top of the 6th and getting us out of another jam. We need another hit from Chacha. And there's a runner over at third. Also one at first. You gotta wonder, do you try to lay down the squeeze here, make sure you get 1 run, or you try to let that ball fly and do a little something more with it, perhaps bring home 2. 56 speed, though, at first. Moreta is on the mound. 97 with that 4-seamer. And we're going to see that 4-seamer only finding that 97. Comes in 96, almost at Chacha's knee. Not sure how we feel about that. With a wild pitch here. Count does go 1-2, but runners both in scoring position. We haven't necessarily seen a good pitch yet. Chacha will take that circle change outside, make the count 2-2. He needs a good offer here from Moreta. And that one was definitely one to swing at, but Chacha does not get behind it, and he strands 2 on a well-timed swing. Ball just comes off the bat a bit weak, and Moreta gets out of the jam. For Chacha, he might not have another at-bat opportunity. We'll have the bottom of the 8th. We'll have bottom of the 9th. But that was a huge chance to shine here. not necessarily playing as the face of the franchise here, but more melding in with the franchise so far here today. A tapper, though, over to Chacha as he gets in front of another. A simple play as he has another out made over at first. And it seems like whoever is the closer on the Rockies or late game relievers really have struggled. Now Chacha on the batter's box here with some contact made. But once again, Chacha will not have an opportunity. That game got away from us late on. 8-3 Pirates will take that series as we head into today's finale. And it's going to be another one in which Chacha is still waiting to see that multi-hit day. Only the single to start off the game in the last one. This time he's trying to prevent a single or anything worse. As Brian Reynolds steps into the batter's box. Tong on the mound for us, not exactly a good note. Chacha, though, cuts off that one, headed towards the second shortstop gap, but he has him out at first. We'll see if we can get something done on our end this time in the first with a runner on first. One out, that's a whole lot of ones. But it's Paul Skeens on the mound, so we're looking at some high heat. Chacha nearly sends it down the line, 101, almost dead center. Came off the bat, 89 miles an hour. Runner goes here, Chacha swings, and watch out with the coach over at first having to duck. Had to swing at that one, though. It's a sinker well inside the zone, down 0-2. Chacha with a pop-up bunt, drooping down as he reaches the runner, however, left extremely late. I don't know if they count that as a fielder's choice or if they count that as a single. Not exactly sure. Either way, Chacha Vauzz did his part there. The guy on the bases definitely did not.
Runner.
Chacha goes here with that one down in the dirt. He slides in safely at second with another stolen base, give him 6 on the year. Now for Ryan McMahon, who has his average close to still 350. We could use with a hit through the infield here. Chacha with a hard cut there at third, but slides in with a throw off the mark. We've got a run here in the first. Ryan McMahon with another solid hit for Chacha Vauzz to bring him home. That's why every time it doesn't have to be a fancy hit. It just has to get the job done. Unlike what the pitching has done for the Rockies. 3-3 bottom of the third. Chacha Vauzz leading off here. And it is 0 for 1. They counted that bunt as a fielder's choice. Chacha fouling off that four-seamer a little bit late on it. But he's definitely almost on par with the timing when it comes to these fastballs coming from Skeens. And this time it should be a hit, drooping down and right. It should be a 2-for-2 day here for Chacha Vauzz. You could obviously argue maybe Chacha wouldn't have got to first if Skeens did throw to first, but he looked like he was pretty close enough on that bunt attempt. But once again, it has Chacha on. Skeens doesn't like it. Pickoff attempt fails. Chacha slides back in safely and will go right back to taking that extra step. With a 1-2 count, it's McMahon. Chacha goes, and having to slide down, he takes another bag. If not for one early jump that went haywire, he would be perfect on the year with stolen bases. In scoring range here for Doyle, 0-2 count. Don't know what happened to McMahon. But Vauzz goes, that one is popped up, and Chacha, you've got to run back to second quickly and is in. All right, good news, not a double play. Bad news, we didn't advance. Chris Bryant batting .234. How does a ribby sound? Vauzz once again would look to go here at movement. This one is down in the grass and rolling deep. Second, though, makes the play, and it keeps Chacha's run off the board, and this game tied here as we move through the bottom of the third. And by the time we get to bottom of the fifth, it would surprisingly still stay 3 apiece. Runner on here for Chacha Vauzz, nobody out. Paul Skeens, pitch number 71, getting to the end really of his tenure out there. With the energy dropping down. And a curveball coming in at 85 on the outer lower third of the plate. Chacha went power swinging and just missed entirely. The bat not reaching out far enough. 0-1. Though we'll take that fastball instead. Still reaching 102, hitting a high point of that with 73 pitches. In that elbow, trying to slice another one down, but it hangs out in left center field. Still looking for that multi-hit game we could really use with it here in the 7th, as the Pirates do find a lead, 4-3. Runner on again here for Chacha Vauzz, and it's Moreta. Gave us a huge opportunity before. Will he do it again? With 2 outs here, Chacha swings at the fastball just above the zone. Would have been a ball. Instead, Moreta's in front. Chacha Vauzz behind, 0-1. Or make that 1-2 with the following pitches still not in the zone. Chacha got to dial it in. And that he does with the slider to bring the count 2-2. He's had plenty of good battles here with Moreta, but he hasn't got the hit he's been looking for. Is this the time for Chacha Vauzz? Sends that one through. It's going to be a multi-hit day. Putting 2 on here. Bottom of the 7th. Go-ahead run is at first. Tying run at second. And it is McMahon with a 939 OPS stepping into the batter's box. This is what you want. You want your best bat here. Into the gap. Could be huge, but they strike him out looking. So it might come down to this then. Bases loaded. The last time we had this opportunity in our own stadium, bottom of the 9th, down a run, Chacha Vauzz went 370 to right field to walk the game off. This is almost the same situation, but a different team. And plenty of speed coming with that fastball. Chacha does it again! You gotta be kidding me! This guy is the star of the Colorado Rockies. His 2nd grand slam to walk a game off in the 9th. Chacha Vauzz takes down the Pirates with 1 swing of the bat as he trots on home. This man should be making well more than $677,000. The Mariners really messed with him there, but Chacha Vauzz does it again. That time, it was the power swing. And if there is ever a way to close out an episode, that is the way to do it. Now, we've got a huge game. Huge series coming up next. Chacha Vauzz will have his chance at some revenge, traveling to Seattle to play the Mariners. And the team that just did him so wrong. It wasn't even like the case over with St. Louis where there was another second baseman that should have been in front of Chacha. He just didn't have as good of stats, so that played into Chacha feeling like he should get called up. He was the second baseman for the Mariners, and he was one of the best bats for him. And they sent him down for no reason. We obviously know he then got injured and missed out in the last month and a half of his season, ultimately landing him here with the Rockies. And we'll have a chance to get some revenge next episode. And that's one you do not want to miss. Hit the bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down, tap that sub button, and also make sure you are hitting that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. But Chacha Vauzz, right now, average is at 244, so we kept it relatively the same as when we started this episode. It did drop, I feel, a little bit. The on-base percentage is a little bit lower than where I would like it at. And I think some of that just comes with patience, but Chacha is an aggressive swinger out there, and it's leading to some good plays. It also leads into a fair amount of outs. And we had quite a few amount of strikeouts this episode, especially in the first third of this episode, so still need to make sure we're cleaning that up. But I feel like today was at least a great end. Leaves a positive note, and we raised that WAR by 0.2, so great look there. As for the K percentage, it's still better than where we were last year. The walking percentage has increased. We've taken 2 walks this year, so really good so far. Still room to improve. And improving is where we will close out this episode as well. We'll tack one more on here to the contact left. We will also tack on 2 more here to plate discipline. And with that final point we have remaining, we could look to improve our arm strength by 1 more. So we will lock in those upgrades. We stay at 80, but we are improving across the board. And the team in general did improve across the board here. We take 3 wins in this episode rather than just the 1 in the previous episode. So that's improvement. It's really going to come down here to the pitching on how far the Colorado Rockies can go. But if the bats can keep us close, we can find wins like Chacha did there at the end for us today. Make sure you leave him some love for that grand slam. Smash that thumbs up. And make sure you are around for a lot of big episodes coming up soon. We really get into our Maction play with the Kent State Golden Flashes tomorrow. Back again on Monday with that. Back then with Chacha Vauzz here against Seattle on Tuesday. And will be the penultimate episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars on Wednesday, where we look to close out the regular season. Look to close out Madden within the next couple weeks in time for Madden 26. A lot of things headed your way. Make sure you're there. And Chacha Vauzz, if we could keep seeing him produce the power like we have, I think we'll be okay with a few less singles and a little bit less time on the bases.